Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Fashion legend, man. You've done it all. You've dressed people for Met Gala. You've been on the in crowd in New York City fashion for like 20 years now, right? Like, is it Devil's Wears Prada every single day?
Yes, you could say that. It is that the mystery, the intrigue. Fashion is the place where anything's possible, but also you never know what's around the corner.
Right. And how do you, for 20 years now, how do you think you stay on the cutting edge of culture? 'Cause I feel like it's one of your superpowers.
Yeah, I think the only way to do it is to be part of culture, to be humble, to stay curious, and also to fight like hell to maintain the grit and the honesty and the tenacity to stay in fashion.
Right, but where do you get your influences from? For 20 years now, you've always been, where do you go to get like inspiration for stuff?
I mean, when we started the brand, it was like we made clothes for ourselves, and I remain the consumer too. So it's really a dialogue of what I would like to wear, what the women around me would like to wear, my friends like to wear, and it's like, we're part of this world, we're part of society. I tend to love to be part of pop culture, so I kind of just roll with it, and you have to embrace the change while also remaining true to yourself. Right,
and this 20 years now in American fashion, or more longer, really. I mean, 20 years is the brand, but you've been in fashion for way longer than that.
Yeah.
Have we gotten trashier?
Yes, we've gotten trashier.
Oh, that's some guy almost applauded that.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, now you wear.
So this isn't just a fashion dip. We have definitely. You've been seeing a trend of we are trashier now.
It's a race to show less, basically.
Oh.
So what you wear on the inside, it's on the outside now. So it really is bold, and I commend the bravado of some of the looks I see. But hey, we roll with it, right? It's fashion.
Oh, right. And you, man, I mean, you're not born in Thailand. Was in Cambodia for a bit, then you came to America as a child.
Yes.
And you grew up in California.
Yes.
So no formal fashion training. Didn't go to fashion school?
No. I have a degree in home economics. And I'm a business school dropout, a disappointment to my immigrant parents. And somehow I found my way and became fashion.
So do you think fashion... Oh, yeah, you can applaud that. So what do you think about fashion school then, in that case? You know what I mean? Like if you are talking to a kid who was maybe trying to
Listen,
in fashion.
I think education is very important as a foundation for whatever you want to do. That's because what you study doesn't mean that you'll end up there. I think if you start with an education, but the most valuable advice I could give is on-the-ground training, internship, learning off someone else's dime, basically.
So that's what happened to you, right?
That's what I did, yeah. My first internship turned into my first job in fashion, and 25, 30 years later, I'm still here.
No, that's cool, but don't gloss over that. Like, how did you get the first internship? So you're working at Barney's?
Okay, I was working at Barney's, New York. Barney's at that time, and I was living in Southern California, and I dialed 411 because I was unpacking a new shipment. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to dial 411 because I needed to get that degree to graduate, to get that certificate to show my immigrant parents that I'm somebody, And so I dialed 411, got the designer, the creative director's assistant on the phone. I was like, okay, hey, listen, I'm looking for an internship. Are you guys taking free work, free labor, basically?
I'm so sorry. What's 411?
Information.
Wait, what is 411?
Who can help Ronny answer what 411 is?
No, these guys don't know either, okay?
No, I see my age in the audience.
What's 411? You mean dial the...
Information.
So that's
public service
like on the
information,
phone. You press buttons on the phone and then you...
That did, like that.
That's crazy talk. And then what happened? And then what, Charlie Chaplin answered?
Close enough. Charlie Chaplin's assistant answered and brought me in. I showed some Polaroids. She's like, okay, when can you start? Started right away. Didn't tell my parents yet that I had just dropped out of business school. 2 weeks into the internship, they brought me downstairs and I was like, oh shit. Oh wait, can we say
You
shit?
can say
here?
shit, yeah. We say
Okay.
shit all the time. We said way worse in
Oh
Act 1. Yeah.
shit! Oh, basically, I'm gonna get let go. It's like I'm not even good enough for free labor, basically. And she's like, the so and so wants you to stay on. Will you stay on as a full-time job? Instantly, I was like, yes, I will. But I had to also figure out how to convince my professors at the college to let me graduate with a degree without going back to school.
And
I did it.
Oh, you figured it out?
Yeah.
Okay, go, yeah.
I did it.
That's real. And I mean, I think one thing I really like about you, I mean, getting to know you as a friend personally, it's been I think you have many superpowers.
Thank you.
I think one of your real superpowers I find is that you're a very down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
Like, we'll go for lunch in Chinatown, in Manhattan, and you'll insist on going to the mom and pop store, not the fancy places. And I guess, like, yeah, like, how have you managed to stay in that Devil Wears Prada world and still be like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna go wear a trench coat and go eat at this.
You know,
mom and pop.
I credit that to my parents. I credit that to the values instilled early on. I credit it to just understanding that, you know, what I get to do, which is like to dream today and go to work tomorrow and turn it into a reality. That's a beautiful thing, and I think that is something that I am so grateful for. But it comes from my immigrant parents. They taught us early on that.
Okay, because you were kind of my introduction to the fashion world. So is everyone in
Really?
fashion like this? Or are they not as down to earth as this?
You know, like with everything, there's a spectrum, a range, right? Maybe I'm like, if we say 1 to 10, and 10 is like completely fabulous,
So
and
most
1
people on
is
the
like
spectrum.
nothing. Yeah, I would say maybe I'm 7 or 8.
Right,
Yeah.
on that. Right. Well, your other really cool superpower, which I really admire from you, is seeing you at work. And I think it's not something a lot of people have a chance to see. A fashion designer actually working, you know, showing his creativity. So if you don't mind, would you mind kind of annotating some of your fashion for everyone in the crowd and at home? Is that
Sure,
okay? Do you
sure,
comment
sure.
on it? It'll be cool to see it. Yeah.
All right.
So
Wow. Okay.
this is an iPad.
Yeah, I feel very vulnerable right now.
Oh yeah. So we just like to see your thoughts on
All right.
some of these designs. So this is your design.
Okay.
And
okay.
we just like to get your ideas on the inspiration. Can you tell us what's going on
Sure.
here?
So this look, I'm originally from California, surf culture, skate culture. And the 20th anniversary was a dedication to joy. Meaning, like, in these tumultuous times, in these complicated times, I needed to find my way back to the purpose of why I'm a fashion designer and the power that has to bring joy onto everybody. So what you're looking at here is the collection is kind of like the journey of my California upbringing all the way to my existence in New York City. So what you're looking at here is surf culture, but make it chic.
Make it fashion.
And what this beautiful young lady has on is this hair, eyelash fringe top, like a t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirts that surfers wear to cover their skin. There is.
You can draw on it. You can draw on it. Yeah.
Okay,
We spent a lot of money to try to make this happen. So
technology.
we had to buy an iPad.
So all this is like eyelash lace here, and then what she's wearing are cargo shorts. Cargo shorts that made of lace and poplin, and then you see the peekaboo lingerie and that black spot to kind of have a flirtatious moment. She's also wearing patchouli pearls around her anklet, kind of to signify that surfer girl at heart.
Right.
Yeah, so that's
like
kind of the look.
That she's DTF.
Yeah. She's DTS, down to surf.
Down to surf. Yeah. All right. Do you want to circle her head?
Yeah, let's circle the head.
Okay.
Oh yeah, these amazing sunglasses are by a friend's brand, Portanger. So, cool.
That's cool. Yeah, super cool. And we got another one here. We're not done yet. There's more. So can you tell us a bit about?
This is really fun, guys.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about this look?
Okay. So this is kind of related to you too.
Sure.
So
She's Asian? Yep.
She's Asian. But you do jiu-jitsu, right?
Yes. I
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
So let's start with the trousers then. These are jiu-jitsu and judo trousers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You
With
guys
a
inspired
zip
me.
up the back here, so it's like for that sexy moment.
Sure, I do that too in jiu-jitsu.
DT, DTJ, right?
DTJ, down to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And the top is it's a lace top, but with football influences. So we took a football jersey. You see the yoke right here, the striped jersey, the striped yoke, and it's hard to see here, but there's armbands here, and then we put boning around the armband to push out the sleeves. So it's really like this feminine idea of football jersey influence with jiu-jitsu pants.
Oh wow, very
Yeah.
sporty.
Random, right?
Right.
But that's how fashion works.
That's
Yeah.
how creativity works. I
That's
guess.
how
You just get-
it's like you take all these abstract elements and you try to put it in, hot-looking clothes.
It also helps if the person is super hot as well. I guess that. So how much would this cost? This would be like.
Let's do.
Can you write the price next to it?
Okay, so let's do the prices. So these trousers would be like $435 guesstimates, right? This top, because it's so special, it's a special corded lace, would be another like $450.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you circle her face just so we can?
Yeah.
All right, go.
And then the face is priceless.
Yeah. All right. So we've never seen an iPad before. Pretty excited about this technology.
Yeah.
So just bear with us right now. So one thing you're also great at. I sometimes people don't know this, but I come to you for fashion advice, and you'll like make sure my cuts are okay. You're like my. I'm so grateful to have you as a stylist. But I love your insights into sometimes what's wrong with what I'm wearing. So if you don't mind, could you just critique this? I just want to get your thoughts on this.
Okay. Okay.
If you don't mind, could you just tell us what's wrong with this fit?
Okay. Okay.
It's not political.
Guys, this is purely aesthetic critique.
Yeah.
Right?
So
If he were to hire me to do this, I would have to point things out because we should tell the truth, no?
Yeah.
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 We should tell the truth. Okay, so let's start with a positive note. It is a suit. So I see here two main big concept issues. One, the coloring's wrong for him.
What, his face or the clothes?
I think a combination of things, right? So if I were to advise him, I'd say go darker on the navy, so he feels a bit more...
Like a black person, yeah. And then,
let's start with the top here, the shoulder pads.
you can draw. We spent a lot of money.
Let's start here, like the shoulder pads. He needs to have a bit more, let's say, authority there. It seems like there's
integrity. Should be more integrity. Yeah. Structural integrity.
Structural integrity, and
yeah.
the quality is lacking from the top. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Also, if you notice too, he looks like an elder, but in a child's proportion. So it's like, so it almost feels like a blunder of proportions.
Right.
Right?
But not in a good way.
It needs to be readjusted and like brought down to reality here.
Okay.
So what I would do is, let's start with, we started with a stronger shoulder pad that had higher quality. He should also find a new dry cleaner. Yeah, because there's a quality issue here with the pressing.
Okay.
So let's start with the lapel. The lapel is too skinny for his body frame, like the broadness. So I would ask him
For someone that wide, you would have a broader lapel.
What you want to do is cover the surface area.
Right.
So if you have more of a surface area, you have to reproportion all the details to like make it look kind of snatched, right? So already with the line that we would broaden the lapel, he already is looking more svelte, right? And then from there, if we come down here, the tie is too long. So it's drawing the attention to the wrong section of this gentleman, basically, right?
But how else would you see that part of his body if the tie wasn't...
So I would go in with a carving knife, a tailor's knife, and I would start to carve out the top of his rib cage a bit because you know, like the rib cage, everyone has good rib cages, basically, right? And I would just sharpen that part and leave the rest kind of intrigue and mystery.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you bring that in a bit.
Yeah,
You
so
bring this
basically
part
what
in.
we're doing is we're trying to give him more of a V.
Okay.
Basically, this guy, he needs more of a V. He needs more quality. There's a lack of integrity in this suit, and therefore in the character.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you are what you wear, right? And that's the power of fashion and clothes. Like, you look sharp.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so much.
And so we believe you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, you should.
Yeah. I would sharpen everything, I would square that off, and I would repress the pants, basically. And also, he has long arms, so I would extend the sleeve slightly because it makes him look a bit juvenile when it's too short, the sleeves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. And the last thing I want to do is, could you just?
Oh my God.
This is a photo of a certain young person who.
Ronnie, you look the same, basically.
That's it. Still going to work.
So basically, guys, this look is a future classic, basically. He did not know that he would be this future present icon today. I mean, look at this. This could be a Nike campaign, right? Like the matching track outfit, that V right there, the athletic socks, that's all the rage right now.
Yeah, socks outside the pants.
Yeah.
Way to go. Like LeBron ahead of the curve. Yeah.
You look like you could be walking down like the athlete hallway.
Oh, yeah, holding my. Yeah, this is walking down the mean streets of Manchester, New Hampshire.
Okay, I got nothing to say except good job, Mom.
No notes. Good job, Mom. Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. All right. Well, can you give me a star on that, then?
Yeah. So superstar.
Okay. Thank you.
And this is all money.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mom.
Mom.
And thank you, Phillip Lim. Hey, everybody, the legendary Phillip Lim, everyone.